What's going on, everybody? You know what time it is. It's time for the DH and Newman's Week 10 NFL picks. I still can't believe it's Week 10, but we are here, so let's get down to business. And first game, I hate to do it, but Tampa Bay and Carolina, 6-point spread. After the goose egg Tom Brady laid last week, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out this week and asserts complete and utter dominance. I know we have CMC back, so maybe we can keep this close, and we may even be able to win this game. But I don't like the chances with Brady coming off of a really bad week, and I just don't see it happening 2 weeks in a row. 6 points, I know, is a big spread, but I don't know. Maybe it'll give me luck, and Carolina actually pull this one out, but Tampa at -6 over Carolina. Now, my next game is an interesting one. A lot of interesting spreads this week, but Seattle versus LA. You've got Seattle as an underdog, and that's absolutely absurd. Look, I know Russell Wilson in the MVP race has had a couple of really bad games. I think 7 turnovers in 2 games, but they're 2-point underdogs to a Rams team that's far from firing on all cylinders. So I see this as exactly how I said the game before. I think this is a rebound game for Russell Wilson. I think he's out to prove that, I am the best quarterback in the league at this moment, and he could be right. I think DK is going to have a big game. That Rams secondary, it's good, but it scares me a little bit. And so I really like Seattle, especially if you're giving me points. I think this is going to be a close game. Give me the 2 points. I'm taking the Seahawks. Next game, my boy right over here, Justin Herbert. He's got the Dolphins this week, so we got Herbert versus Tua. Fun matchup, rookie quarterbacks, both of them doing amazing things. I'm not picking one or the other. I'm tired of the Chargers killing me on this. I do think this is the week that Justin Herbert gets a win, though, finally. I think he really gets a big win over Tua, but I love the over in this game. 47.5. Look, I know Miami's defense is good. Herbert puts up a lot of points. Tua's getting into that rhythm. I mean, you saw last week, the dude can put up points if he gets in rhythm. I think this is going to be a game where Miami's defense struggles to handle Herbert, and especially his deep ball. I love 47.5 because you're asking 3 touchdowns apiece. I mean, I'm looking at 4 at least from the Chargers alone. So 47.5, really low, especially looking at the weather and everything. I don't see any reason for it to be that low. Give me the over all day long. And my last pick of the week is just like the Seattle game. I think they're really overreacting to 1 week. And that, of course, is the Buffalo and Arizona game. They've got Buffalo at 2.5-point underdogs. Underdogs to the Cardinals. Now, look, me and Newman talk about it all the time. We were wrong about Kyler Murray. He's great. He's awesome. But this Arizona team is not there quite yet. This Buffalo team is a team that can make a deep playoff run. This is a statement game for Buffalo. This is a game they know they need to win. Look at their history in statement games so far with Josh Allen, and since they've kind of taken over the AFC East, so to speak, or taken the reins from Brady, I don't see this game even close. I take Buffalo outright, but that's not how we play this game. So give me Buffalo 2.5 points all day long. So those are my Week 10 NFL picks. And as always now, it is time to throw it over to Mr. Newman.
Hey, everybody. Newman here from Roughing the Passer. It's time for my Week 10 picks. How crazy is that? Week 10. This year's flying by. I got to be honest with you. There were 7 games I wanted to take. So I have no excuses if I do bad. I picked my 4 favorite of the 7 that I was very confident in. Some of these lines this week definitely head scratchers, at least to me. And so without further ado, let's get to the picks. The first game I'm going to take is this one. Cleveland, 3.5-point favorites over Houston. I'm not buying Houston. I think they're done. And they're in a rebuild mode. They tried to trade Will Fuller to Green Bay. That trade fell through. You know anything about sports, when a guy's rumored to hear his name traded, then it doesn't happen, leaves a bad taste in their mouth. I don't think that's a great locker room right now. J.J. Watt, who's usually pretty quiet and supportive of his team, has come out and says he's open to move. That team's a train wreck right now. I know it's weird taking Cleveland. They're a weird team in their own right too, but they can score. I'm going to take them 3.5 points over the Texans. And so I took 2 favorites this week and 2 underdogs. Again, I rarely take underdogs, but some lines here were odd. My next game, Drew's not going to like me here, but I'm going to do it. I know they just got taken to the woodshed last week, but Tompa Bay favored by 6 over Carolina. Carolina's playing great football for that roster and with a new coach. But I think this is a bounce back game. I mean, if it's going to happen, a lot of people still think Tampa Bay is going to be in the mix in the NFC for a Super Bowl representation. They're going to have to come back. This is the game that it either gets done, or if Carolina wins this, which I'm not saying can't happen, then there's problems in Tampa Bay. And so kind of a must-win game. I know that sounds kind of crazy when they're doing well overall record-wise, but which Tampa Bay really exists? This game's going to tell us that. I'm going to take them and the 6 points. 2 underdogs, which I'm not sure how they're underdogs. I know that Seahawks just lost to Buffalo. It was, not close, but, I mean, they still scored points. Seattle's defense is playing terrible. Let's be honest. It's probably going to be their downfall, why they don't win a Super Bowl. Russell Wilson had his worst game of the year in Buffalo last week. I think he rebounds. I think, a lot of people moved off him as far as the MVP talk. Not me. I think he's still the leader in the clubhouse. I think this game he gets back on track and proves those people who kind of jump ship wrong. The Rams are favored by 1.5. I think Seattle wins this game outright. And I just don't see the Rams. I know the Hawks defense stinks, but I don't see the Rams matching firepower with Russell Wilson in that high-powered receiving corps. So give me the points and the Seahawks. And another underdog that's a head-scratcher. We just talked about them. The Bills really were impressive versus Seattle. Now they're taking Arizona. I know the game's in Arizona, but, with the COVID stands, I don't know how much of a home field advantage we can really give teams. And so, based on traditional Vegas spreads, this 2.5-point Arizona favorite spread is saying that home teams usually get 3 points. So in a way, they're saying the Bills are actually favored by 0.5 point. But they're giving Arizona 3 points for playing at home. I'm not giving them the 3 points. I think Buffalo wins this by a touchdown. And, this was one I'm probably going to put real money on. Again, they just scored 44 points against Seattle. I know Arizona's defense is better, but this one to me is a head scratcher. I'm taking Buffalo easily over Arizona. So there are my picks. Again, there were 7 games I really liked, but I narrowed it down to these 4. No excuses. 3-1 or 4-0, or I have to get a new job as far as not picking games. So there you go. See us Sunday night. Me and Drew, 9:30 p.m. live Eastern time to recap your week in the NFL.